I made a video about misandry, I swear to God, a year ago, and I made a video saying how misandry does not exist. It's a thought, it's a concept, a thought experiment. If we close our eyes and we imagine that patriarchy, what we know as modern patriarchy, was not brought forth, but instead a matriarchy. So just imagine if the reality was flipped. That would be misandry, Jesus Christ. That would be misandry to then go ahead and oppress men under that imaginary system. Sure. This is what I was taught from my professor. So, and at first, when she taught us about misandry, everybody in the class, in both of these classes, everybody was like, that's me, because I'm a man hater. And my professor was like, okay. Kind of knowing that at the end of the course, we were going to change our minds, which we all did. Am I a misandrist? No, because you physically can't be. You physically cannot systemically oppress men in the way that they're able to do to us under the patriarchal system. But if you want to call yourself a misandrist, I understand what you are saying, but you must know that if to call yourself that comes layers. Because men will take an inch and they will create a mile from that inch. And I have heard this on the interwebs. So if misandry is fine, why is misogyny not okay? I'm sorry, what? Is it fair that we are not allowed to react to the happenings that men put upon to us? Is that fair? No. We don't live in a fair system. But to try to crawl out of this unfair system, we have to, unfortunately, play by the rules that oppress us, unfortunately. One of them being to call ourselves misandrists. You can do that. I don't give a fuck what you do. But why I don't call myself a misandrist is because it takes away my credibility when I speak down upon the patriarchy to a man. Because they have a permanent rose-colored glasses on. Me as a white person, I have permanent rose-colored glasses on. I can go ahead and I can read a bunch of books. I can talk to people. I can try to gain new perspective, but I'm never going to physically be able to remove those glasses. The same with men. They're never going to be able to remove it as much as they say that they have. And to be able to at least just touch, maybe just touch down to get the idea across in their head, what is going to help with that is not to call myself a misandrist. But that's because I want to connect and I want to try to change ideas, maybe. I just know that misandry is not a real thing. I can say I hate men, but it's not the same. A man hating a woman, there's no reason for him to hate me except that I'm a woman. If I say I hate men, is that because he's just a man? No, because I've experienced violence and harm from men. So when I say I hate men, it's the same as somebody saying I hate dogs because they were attacked as a child from a dog. But men don't understand that. And because of that, you have to play ball and not call yourself a misandrist. Once again, to bring this all into packaged form, call yourself whatever the fuck you want, girl. Call yourself whatever the fuck you want. But I don't call myself that. Because, first of all, it just doesn't exist. We don't live in a system where misandry exists to oppress somebody simply because they are that. It doesn't work. Number two, to stoop down to the level to say, I hate you because you are you, it then gives them the allowance to do the same to me, which they've already been doing. So why change the system at all? Once again, do whatever you want. Call yourself whatever you want. I know so many people are going to be like, I'm still going to call myself that. Whatever. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, I'm seeing a lot more men use that as a reason to continue with their misogyny. So understand that we live in this material prison, and unfortunately, sometimes we have to play ball.